Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm PengWin, and we need to test the delay quickly. One sec. Actually, Surreal, if you're on the stream, you should be able to see it. Okay, this is really weird. Anyway, yes. Oh, obviously, nameplate doesn't work. One sec. Gotta write something to Surreal. Anyway, let's get casting. Everything is standard so far, so we're going to be seeing a game between two Zergs and... oh god, Alright, so we're going to be seeing a game between two Zergs. Team Calm... I don't know what this team is actually called, but Calm is going to be spawning as the blue Zerg. His teammate is going to be Viconia as the orange Zerg. And their opponents are going to be PizzaFyll. I'm going to call him PizzaFyll just because that sounds better. He'll be the yellow Zerg spawning in the top left spawn location, and his teammate's going to be Lislerud, the red Protoss, all alone, the only non-Zerg. And, yeah, let's just talk a little bit about this map. It doesn't look like we're going to be seeing any sort of six-pull shenanigans or any such nonsense in this game. This map has a couple very interesting traits on it. So, it's very, very difficult to take expansions, mainly because this ramp is really, really huge. These back rocks here make it kind of hard to take this early on, and makes it hard to defend later on if you don't knock those down early. And finally, of course, the last reason that Blizzard doesn't want you to take expansions, this little thing here. Especially with so many Zergs on the field, you can roll Banelings through this little thing and destroy your opponents. Okay, a little bit of lag, but yeah, you can roll Banelings through there and do a pretty significant amount of damage to your opponents. Of course, you could also alternatively lag out and lose, but it looks like Lislerud is going to be okay. We're not going to be seeing him lag out just yet. There is a spawning pool on the way up for Viconia, our orange Zerg. Also going to be grabbing that extractor. We could be seeing the extractor coming after the pool. To me, would imply roaches from him. This extractor has been up for a reasonably long time. I think it went down around the same time as the spawning pool, so... I would expect to see probably Lings out of Calm and Roaches out of Viconia. A very, very good combination in 2v2, early game especially. Looking over here, we're going to be seeing Spawning Pool just finishing up here. And PizzaFyll is going to be continuing to mine gas, so he'll be not sticking to just Speedlings. He may be going Banelings, he may be going Roaches. That is yet to be determined. Lislerud is going to be putting up that Cybernetics core, so he could be doing anything at this point. He is going to be getting gas, so he's setting himself up for... Thus far, it looks a little bit like a 4-gate. I mean, that's what I would assume being Calm, but I could be totally wrong, so... There are going to be a couple of Lings out on the field now for PizzaFyll. Going to go ahead and do a little bit of scouting. Viconia and Calm are going to be moving out across the map with two more Lings, so this could... Oh, no, I see. Viconia is going to be grabbing the watchtowers while... Calm does the exact same thing as PizzaFyll does, so Calm is going to actually opt to go back home. He's got two less Lings, so that's probably the wiser choice of the two. Roach Warren is now up for Viconia, so he is going to be going Roaches as expected. And the speed is almost finished for our blue player here. Looks like he actually lost all of those Lings down there. He's going to try to reinforce with 3, but 5 Lings against 3, not exactly the best position for our blue Zerg to be in. This expansion is obviously going to be very, very difficult for him to take, and Viconia is finally coming out with a couple of Roaches to try to reinforce and a few Lings of his own. And the Roaches should be able to do well against those Banelings, obviously, but the question is whether or not he has enough to take on these Lings, especially now that speed is finished. The reinforcements are going to be able to come in pretty fast. Looks like he's held for now, but... Of course, Calm lost a pretty significant amount of health on that expansion, so looks like Lislerud wants a pause for 2 seconds. So, yeah, it's very, very difficult to follow 4 production tabs at once. Warpgate is almost done for the Protoss player. He's also going to be throwing up a Robo. Looks like he's going 3-gate Robo, just looking at the minimap down here. There's a building there, there's a building there, a couple buildings there. Yeah, there's only 5 buildings up, so 3 of them are warp gates, 1 of them is a Robo, 1 of them is a Cybercore. A couple more Roaches have just spawned. No, a few more Roaches have spawned for our orange Zerg, who is going to be continuing to pump those out for a little while. I do like that the blue Zerg Calm is going to be trying to take this expansion down here. Because, of course, if you want to put on early aggression, one of the things you'll see a lot of 2v2 teams do, especially in the lower leagues, is that they'll have this plan, this brilliant master plan. They'll do some sort of push that's not really an all-in, but they'll do a roachling push or whatever, and then if that fails, they just don't know what to do. Game has now, so there are 5 roaches on the field now, a pretty significant number of lings for Calm. And this should do reasonably well. Lings, mass lings is a very viable tactic to go in 2v2, or in team games in general, really. Looks like Lislerud, PizzaFyll, sorry. PizzaFyll is going to be coming around trying to knock down these back rocks, but it will be seen by Calm, and he will be able to pick off almost all of those lings. A few of them do get away. The roaches are being pulled a little bit out of position, though. I'm not sure I like that decision from him. This does leave the front open for a scout. Looks like he's not going to opt to try to scout anything at the moment, and everything is just continuing as is for Calm. He's still getting gas, so I'm wondering if he's going to go straight to Lair Tech or if he's going to try to throw down a couple of Evo Chambers, get some upgrades going. Looks like the yellow Zerg is going to be trying to expand himself, getting a few Banelings out on the field. These Lings are sitting there, and no, they're not going to be able to do much damage now that the Banelings are done. And there's an Immortal on the way out. And, gets away from the Banelings without taking a hit. Very nice micro from Calm. Gets a couple shots off on that hatchery, weakening it for future generations of those little lings. And, he's just going to be trying. He's not really droning up very hard down here. He's getting gas. I'm really not sure what he's going to be doing. He's getting a Baneling nest. I'm not sure I like this move just simply because the gateway units are not exactly the best for Banelings. But, it looks like he's getting ready to take this himself. Viconia looks like he's going to be taking his expansion, and a couple of spine crawlers are being put up by Calm as well. So that should be lovely and nice for defense. Lair is on the way up for Viconia, and of course, Lair does enable you to get those roach upgrades. Roach speed, tunneling claws, burrow, all that lovely fun stuff. +1 range attacks is on the way for him as well. So we could be seeing, well, obviously he's going to be continuing with the ranged forces for now. We could be seeing him go into Hydras in the later game if he decides to do that. Lings are going to be swooping in here, going to be seeing that there is no expansion, so that scout is kind of worthwhile, but he's not going to be able to escape. Is able to take 2 of the Banelings with him, though, so not as bad as it could have been. Taking a look back in the Protoss space, the Protoss is just going to be continuing to get those Warp Gate units, get those Immortals out. He's at 2, and a third one's almost done. Let's just take a look at the... none of those really pretty ones that come across the screen are available in team games. Units tab. Okay, the Protoss is sitting around around 23 workers, but he is continuing to make workers, albeit not constantly. So he's not completely stopping with that. The Zergs, with the exclusion of Calm, with the exception of Calm, who's at 34, the other 2 Zergs are only at 23 workers, and especially for PizzaFyll, I really don't like that, simply because he has an expansion up, and with 23 drones, you could be getting almost the exact same amount of minerals off on your main base alone. So, and it's not like he needs the larva. He's got 4 larvae sitting idly there. He's got an additional 2 sitting there. Looks like there's going to be movement to this base down here, though. The Lings are going to be able to clean up the other Lings. Very nice force fields to be able to stop those, oh, never mind, that's the other team's force fields. Really poor force fields, actually. As the Banelings do end up suiciding themselves on the roaches. The Lings are trying to clean up, but all of the Lings are gone now. A few of them are going to be spawning. PizzaFyll does have roaches of his own, and it looks like our double Zerg team is going to be struggling here. He's going to be pulling all of his drones away, trying to save what he can, but it looks like this could be GG right here. There's too many Immortals here. The roaches are not having as much of an effect as he would like, and Lings are just not going to be able to do well against that many roaches and zealots. And that expansion is going to fall, and, well... They're doing what they need to do. They need to keep their army. They need to bunch it up. They need to try to amass as much of an army as they can. But he's going to be trying to run it alone. That's not a good idea. Just decide to pull back, though. So he's not going to be quite suiciding those roaches. A few more Banelings are going to be morphing in. And, of course, if a couple of those Banelings are able to get into those mineral lines, then that can completely annihilate the players, the remaining economy that the players have. The roaches, of course, 2 bases can produce roaches better than 1. And the Banelings trying to get over to the Zerglings. The Zerglings are going to be able to try to get a little bit of a surround over on those Immortals, but they are all going to die. Really nice Baneling hits, and there's just not enough here to hold this off. And this looks like a very, very fast game 1 going to be going to PizzaFyll and Lislerud, the mixed race team. Viconia GGs and leaves, and Calm GGs. That is going to be it for game 1.